Hello and welcome to Squidly Bits, our second channel where we teach you guys the bestest of best tutorials on the freaking internet. And today I'm teaching you all about how to paint that awesome looking night atmosphere. Because you've been there out in the moonlight and thought, hey, wouldn't this look perfect on a miniature? Today you're learning it. Buckle up and let's get started. And just like always, to paint something spiffy just like this one, all of the paints you'll ever need can of course be found in our amazing paint sets that we've released alongside Vallejo. And for today's mission, all the paints you'll need are the following: dark sea blue, sunny skin tone, light flesh, scarlet blood, hot orange, and moon yellow. The first step in this process will be to make sure that the entire miniature is covered with dark sea blue. Once this is all said and done, it's time to pick a direction where we can add some cool freaking OSL and spray a bit with scarlet blood using an airbrush from that said direction. Making sure not to go over the top with this and only shooting it from one set angle. Now we're ready to start highlighting this piece, and here we can go two ways. If you would make a competition piece, you would have to go a bit further into the lore of this and really understand how this moonlight affects each color and each surface to a much higher degree. But now, since we're painting a quicker, more streamlined format of this, we can dumb it down quite a lot. The first step will be to mix a bit of sunny skin tone and dark sea blue, about 30 to 70, and start adding this to all the surfaces as a highlight. And in this type of color scheme, working with textures will be essential, since this will be the only difference in the entire miniature. This means that we look to have contrast between the textures. So for example, I paint the metal with a scratched surface, whereas with the leather I do these more worn edges. And for the skin, I make sure to paint it super smooth. Then we can start adding a bit of light flesh to the mix and start building up the brightness. It's really important in this step to make sure that the highlight follows the volumetric rules and make sure that you have high contrast between the brightest highlight at the bottom of the mini compared to the top and the final highlight at the highest point of the miniature. Otherwise, none of this will look realistic at all. Now it's just a matter of adding more and more light flesh to a smaller and smaller area, and like I said, some of the parts of the mini won't even get highlighted to the same brightness. Now we have a really cool looking mini, but we really need to finish the OSL. The first step will be to add a highlight of scarlet blood. Here we do it in the same textured way as before, and keeping in mind that the highlights must be angled toward the same direction as the red that we sprayed with the airbrush. And then moving in with pure hot orange, we can add our second highlight. Next, we move closer to the source and apply a highlight using a 50-50 mix of hot orange and moon yellow. Then working our way from there, we move closer and closer to the light source, adding more and more moon yellow as we go. Now that we're done with this step, you should have a miniature that looks something like this. If you want to paint like we do and follow any of these tutorials, don't forget to check out the paint sets we've released alongside Vallejo. And a massive thanks to our amazing Patreons. Without you guys, none of this would ever be humanly possible. And if you want to see these videos a week in advance, go into that said Patreon, early access, behind the scenes, be part of a great community. Very good. Have a nice day. Bye bye.